Happy bank holiday, everybody. Hope everyone's having a lovely time of it. Shame the weather's got a bit cooler. Yesterday I went to Bridgnorth car boot sale, and today I went to Shrewsbury, which I love the Shrewsbury Sunday car boot. It's lovely. It's very, very relaxed, very chilled. Bridgnorth yesterday, the rabbit run, for anybody who's local, that car boot has been going for decades. It was okay. There was nothing there that's going to, kind of where you're going to say, oh, wow, that's amazing, got to have that. But still got some really lovely things and still got lots and lots of stuff really cheap. The first thing that I purchased was this. I paid £2 for it, and I wasn't 100% as to whether I was going to buy it or not. I went over to the stall. I got all down the first row without buying anything. I got to the second row and I saw a couple of lamps and I thought, oh, they're quite pretty. No pairs, they're all separate ones. But I went over, had a look at the lamps, left the lamps and saw this, which paid £2 for. He was asking 3, I offered 2. I'm surprised he said yes, but he did. It's never been on the wall. It's still got the covers on the back. It's quite heavyweight. I'll post a picture to my Instagram stories. Got a reflection in the background, but it's lovely. I liked the colours, and this is like a linen backing on it underneath the frame. So yeah, so I got that. And then the next store that I went to, a little bit boring. It was all householdy things, which I always say, get your household stuff. It's only open because I've had a wash on this morning, but this is the giant size Unstoppables. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't use them, it's bringing chemicals into your home. But my God, they smell amazing. Just put half a capful of these in with your washing. He was asking £5 for these large ones and I paid £4. I'm quite pleased with that. That'll last me a good month or so. So that was my next buy. I bought this. I thought it was lovely. It was a lovely lady and her daughter, and their stall was gorgeous. I've got to start remembering to take photos of the best stalls to show you. Some of them are laid out. You'd think it was, like a craft fair. They're so beautifully done. This was on the mat at the side. Her stall was quite busy. And I said, oh, how much is your lamp? And she said, oh, it's £1. And then I said, sorry, I don't mean your lamp. She said, it's okay, I know what you're on about. Lantern, it's never been used. It's still got the tag on it. £1, I didn't even haggle. I just said, right, lovely. Yes, please, I'll have that. And then, of course, I'd sort of gone through what was on the mat and then looked at her table and just thought, oh my gosh, this is the best stall yet. And I bought quite a lot of stuff from her. I think I only spent £10, but wait till you see what I've had. I got this, which is probably one of my favourite buys of the day. It's obviously not a seashell, but it's very kind of ochre style. But yeah, massive shell. Gorgeous. Where's it from? Oh, it doesn't say, just a little, I guess, little home boutique label on the back. That was £2, so I got that. I bought, this is all the same lady, this is all this one stall. I got that for 50p, which I thought would look really cute on the bathroom windowsill. I got this jug. This is beautiful, and it's got a handmade sticker on it. I thought that was absolutely lovely, and surprisingly, that was only 50p as well. And then next to it was this lovely vase, 50p. So those two I thought will look quite nice put together. This is all, oops, if I don't break them first. This is all from this same lady. I got, where's my next thing that I had from her? Clothes. So that's my housey bits from her. And then I said, gosh, that dress is lovely. What size is it? And she said, oh, it's a 12. It's £1.50. Again, I didn't haggle just because everything was so cheap. She'd also got loads of duvet sets out, and I'm wishing that I'd gone through them because they were just absolutely flying out, and I imagine they were all lovely. And she was doing those at like £1 and £2 a set. However, clothes-wise, I got this from her. Let me just, new look, I thought it was. Let me show you. Isn't that lovely and elegant? I can't remember if she said she'd never worn it or she'd worn it once, but that's very me. I love the colour green, clothes-wise. And then all of these next lot of clothes were from her as well. I keep saying I'm not buying any more clothes. I've got nowhere to put them, but they were 50p each, so of course you can't say no. There's a lounge suit. I didn't know it was a lounge suit. I picked up these wide-legged, just relaxed trousers, and she said, oh, there's a top to match as well. And I said, I think I've already picked the top up. And this is the top. It's actually a bodysuit. But I thought that'd be quite nice, when you just want to chill in the house. So those 50p each. this lovely, cute little fluffy top. Again, green. Will I get away with it? I don't know. I don't like showing my stomach these days. I'm too old for that. But if not, one of my daughters will have it. It looks a little bit teal coloured on, I can see on the camera, but it is more green than it appears. 50p. I got these couple of little summer tops, vest tops. Again, they're nice in the summer, aren't they? That's new with the tags. It's just a Primark one. And then this, again, just a River Island one. But they were 50p each. I got this body, again, only Primark. It is more green than it looks. I can see the colour doesn't look quite right. But yeah, 50p for that. And then this tube skirt, I've got one like this in cream. They're lovely in the summer with a little top on. So that was from that lady. I'm trying to think if, I'm sure there was something else I had from her. But anyway, that was my £10 that I spent with her. I bought two gorgeous coats. One of them is in the kitchen. Can I run and grab it to show you? Yeah, right, hang on. I'm back. How very unprofessional. So this coat here, there was a rail of coats. I posted a picture on my stories yesterday, so some of you may have seen. There was a rail full of coats and the sign just said everything on the rail £1. So there was this one, which is a little bit like a wax jacket, Marks and Spencer's Peruna. Now it's a size 18. It doesn't look an 18 actually. I've yet to try it on. But I thought that'd be nice in the garden. And then this one, which I've just ran to show you, which I love. I wore it all day yesterday. In fact, I put it on as soon as I bought it because I'd gone out in a summer top thinking, it's going to be lovely and sunny. And it was absolutely freezing yesterday morning. So this is also a size 18, but yesterday I'd got it on with my little summer top and a pair of jeans. And it just looked like a lovely big, let me stand back, a lovely big oversized coat. So that was £1. It's wool and it's like a pink and white, can you see, kind of like a herringbone design. So yes, it does look a little bit big on the arms, I get that, but for £1. And then of course I did what I always do. I said, would you take £1.50 for the two? That was £1 for this one and £1 for that one. And he said, no, they've got to be £1 each. And then I spotted, there's a little bit of what looks like paint on the bottom there. And then again, gosh, it's tiny on the back. There's another little paint mark on the back. And I said to him, do you think that'll come out? Is it just paint? And he said, I don't know what it is. It's just come off the back of the van. And he said, okay, then you can have that one for 50p. So £1 for this one, 50p for that. So very pleased and yeah, loving this coat. Might just maybe pinch it in a little bits at the side. I bought a pair of pyjamas for my granddaughter. New with the tags. They're just a TK Maxx pair. They were £1. Got little unicorns on them. I got this top for 50p. Does anybody know this brand? Is it Berge or Berg? I looked it up online and it looks like it's a decent quality, not the cheapest. That was 50p. Again, just a nice summer top. I'm loving my pinks at the moment. And then I did 3 for £1. Oh, this jumper that I'm wearing and this little dress, which I think is from one of those, looking at one of those little handmade labels. You know when you're on holiday, Spain or Greece, and you've got all the little rows of shops. It's that sort of label and it's that kind of vibe, just a little linen throw over. So I thought that would be quite nice on the beach. So yeah, all these clothes, there's a big sign out, all clothes on the mat. Loads of clothes sellers yesterday, which wasn't what I went for. And just big piles of stuff to rummage through. And I said, if I find any 3, can I do 3 for £1? She said, yeah, fine. So it was that linen cover up. This, it's only Primark, 50p, but hides a multitude of sins, which I quite like. And then this one, which I think is gorgeous. It's too big for me. This will go online. This should sell quite quickly. Nicole Fari, and it's pure linen. Yeah, that's going to be too big, I think, for me to get away with. But isn't it gorgeous? So, so that's one for resale. But look at the print. You can make a lovely scatter cushion out of that. Don't need any more cushions. So yeah, so that one will be resold. And then there was another clothes seller. In fact, I'll come to that in a minute. It'll get boring if I just keep showing you all clothes. But there's another lady I spent £10 on clothes, and I'll show you those in a sec. I bought some picture frames. There was a big box of picture frames. Some of them, like the glass had fallen out. I was having to sort of mooch through and find the pieces of glass and put them back together. They were 50p each, really nice, chunky, decent quality frames. I found 3 out that I liked. Again, would you take £1 for the 3? And he said, yeah, fine, that's fine. So it was a lovely man as well, as a nice natter to him. So that's one of them. They're not old, they're just resin reproduction, but very grand looking. So that's the one. This little one, which is your classic 80s, 90s, silver plated little miniature. These always look lovely if you've got, you know, I talk about having my house being full of portraits and old black and white photos of people that I've never met and I don't know, but I don't like to leave them sat there on their own, so they come home with me. But these little frames, if you have got, especially sepia or black and white photos of your grandparents or your uncle or whoever, but anything with a bit of age to it, you put them in this frame and they just, you know, it sets them off beautifully. So I shall be putting something in that later. I'll post a picture when I find the appropriate sized photograph. And then this frame here is actually the frame that caught my eye. I've got a Marks and Spencer's. I'll post it to show you. I'll post it to Instagram stories. I've got a lovely, similar to this, gold square box with quite an ornate lid. I had it for years and then I eBayed it. It went for maybe 20-30 quid, sold it, and then thought, why have you got rid of that? That used to look lovely. Luckily, about 6 months later, I saw another one at the car boot sale, so I bought a replacement, the exact same one, and it's very, very similar to this. So yeah, this is what caught my eye. It's a little bit battered at the back. I might need to put something on there to strengthen it, or maybe put a hook and it can go up on the wall. But yeah, so that one I really loved. So those 3 frames were £1. I thought that was a great buy. I got these. I mean, they're modern, the Home Bargains, B&M, what have you. I picked them up to begin with thinking, oh, they're lamps, but they're not. They're candle holders. I don't know where they're going to go. I mean, I'll find somewhere for them, maybe one on each bedside table with a little, not a real candle because I'm terrible for falling asleep. I don't want to leave candles burning, but maybe one of those LED candles on each one would be nice. But £1 for those. Oh, these Marks and Spencer's plant pots. Now, did I pay 50p each or £1 each? I think I actually paid £1 each. Yeah, because I think I said £1.50 and she said, no, they're M&S. They've got to be £1 each. They're lovely. I keep saying I want to try and get more plants in the house. I've got tomato plants and all sorts in the greenhouse, but I need some. I'm not great with house plants at keeping them alive. Spider plants, I can manage those, so maybe they'd look quite nice in there. But I love the glaze on them. I thought they were quite heavy as well, nice quality. I got, oh, I liked this. This little egg cup is 50p. Again, just random, isn't it? But 50p and cute. And in fact, it was in a 20p box and I said, oh, are these all 20p? And she was like, well, actually, that one's 50p. So I got done over a bit there. But out of the same 20p box, which I also ended up paying 50p for, she said they've been put in the wrong box, which does sometimes happen. So Diary of Essential Oils, they're 5ml and there's 12 of them. I think there's 1 or 2 missing. They smell amazing. It's a shame we can't do smell vision. Oh my God, they're so good. So for those of you who are watching this, those of you that are on Instagram or YouTube or what have you, you'll keep seeing these, is it Purdy and Fig adverts where you get a dispenser and you get these essential oils. And then reading through the comments, I've seen a lot of people saying, you can do this yourself just with water and essential oils. I need to read up what you can and can't put it on, because what I don't want to end up doing is spraying oil onto a lovely old antique piece of furniture, which my house is full of old wooden bits, and ruin it. So I need to check first, but that's what I'm planning on doing these. But their smell is insane. They're so lovely. So 50p for all of those. So yes, so something's missing. I don't know what, but none of these have been opened. So that I thought was a great buy. It would have been greater if it was 20p, but hey ho. I bought a Laura Ashley. I'll try and pick it up without dropping it. It's a Laura Ashley dipping bowl. I think we decided it was called. Me and the lady that was selling it. It was £2. And you'd put, you know, your crudités in it. So if I can show you without dropping it all, can you see? And then that one in the centre's got a little primrose on it. It is Laura Ashley. It has got the Laura Ashley. No, it hasn't. And so it's got the Laura Ashley sticker on the base. It hasn't. There we go. Laura Ashley. So £2, absolutely perfect. She said it hadn't been used, and I can believe that. But that'll be lovely in the summer outside on the garden table. I bought, part of it is in the garage, but I'll show you the bit that I've got. So my friend messaged me last night who'd seen it on my stories and said, oh my God, my mum's got envy. She wants one. She used to have one. She got rid of it. So basically, it's a bit like, we used to live in Oxfordshire, and you used to always get around there religiously, not so much in the Midlands, but you used to get skittle and beer evenings. So so you'd have these sort of set up, and basically the bit that's in the car is a big square board, and then that stands, it just sort of pops into place on the side, and then it's got, you put all your Skittles in, it's got a little hole for each one. The Skittles are in here in this plant pot. She was asking for it, and I got it for 3. Yeah, it's a shame. I will set it up and show it to you, but I thought that'll be quite good fun in the garden in the summer when everyone's had a few drinks, to see if we can knock them over or not. Something a bit different, something a bit, you know, a little bit of fun. I got this honey pot. Oh, excuse me. Now, I've forgotten the name of, there's a man who makes these, but it hasn't got his stamp on the bottom. So whether this is a Lucky Likey or what, I don't know. It should have a little, you know, the little wooden honey dippers stirrers with it. It hasn't. She was asking £1 and I got it for 50p. But again, I thought that's quite cute. I would love to keep these. I keep holding off on all these things that I want